Success. The thing we all strive for in life.
I always tried to be upbeat and positive and tried to look. I just sobbed for like 2 or 3 days.
My happiness was very dependent on external factors like
Finally
YouTube
more
views and
to
numbers.
finally be happy. Does this look healthy? And I'm not trying to knock Sean, as I really respect him for coming out and talking about these issues. But this is one of the biggest YouTubers to ever exist, and according to society, he should be living the good life without a care in the world. But that's not even close to what happened. And actually, it's quite the opposite, as it was near Sean's YouTube peak where he suffered his lowest of lows. The year was 2017, and the YouTube channel Jacksepticeye was absolutely killing it. He was one of the biggest channels on the platform and even outperformed PewDiePie in monthly views for the months of March, August, and September. This sounds great, right? I mean, how could you not be happy with these numbers? Well, even though he was probably a top 5 YouTuber and had amazing numbers in both subscriber count and view count, his overall statistics dropped from his previous year on YouTube, that being 2016. It wasn't a crazy drop in production, but enough to stress out Sean and eat away at his mental state. You see, Sean is this charismatic internet personality that entertains us after a long day of school or work. But behind the scenes, there is a constant war going on in his head, as think about it. If he works too hard and he isn't happy and is constantly stressed out about his next upload. But if he works too little and takes a break, he may lose out on potential viewers and subscribers. That's the dilemma he found himself for the majority of 2017, and towards the end of the year, it just kept getting worse and worse, to the point where for the month of December, he fell into a state of depression which would culminate during Christmas time of that year. Christmas 2017 truly was the darkest of darks for Sean and tested every fiber in his body. It's crazy because on the surface, he would upload videos like this.
Yes! Level 2!
But in reality, he felt much more like
it
this.
was weird, and I started to worry then that I wasn't the same person anymore.
That Christmas, Sean spent alone, and what was supposed to be a nice little break turned into much, much more. The loneliness really started getting to Sean and really took a toll on his mental health. It even got to the point where he would be sobbing for multiple days in a row, and that's all he would do that day. Now, this sounds bad, but things would start to turn for the better. That is, after Sean hit rock bottom. I'll let Sean explain this one as to give the subject the respect it deserves.
That was the first time I ever truly thought about killing myself. That sitting at home at that point, I was like, would anyone even miss me? Would it all just go away if I did this one thing? And I entertained that thought, not for very long, but when that came into my head, I kind of snapped out of it and I thought to myself, this is not normal for me.
Fortunately, this would snap him out of the darkness he was in, and even though his depression persisted for a while longer, the worst was finally over. In the years following the Christmas of 2017, Sean's numbers continued to decline, but mentally, he was on the incline. Again, things were not perfect, but change was taking place, as you have to understand that in the starting years of his channel, Sean didn't really know what he was doing and was posting purely for fun. The thing is, that feeling only lasted so long and eventually started to dissipate once his channel started feeling more like a business rather than a hobby. So Sean decided to go back to what made him happy and slowly but surely started posting content he found fun again, regardless if his fanbase was happy with the end product. This has been the Jacksepticeye formula for the past couple years, and it seems he is much, much happier because of it. So what's the point of achieving our dreams if at the end of the day we could still end up depressed? I mean, you can put in all that work just to feel rock bottom, and well, that certainly can be true. It doesn't have to be like that. If we use Sean as an example, he used to attach all his self-worth to his career in YouTube, so his happiness and mental state was dictated by the numbers he would see on his computer screen at the end of each and every day. And even though that method launched him into YouTube stardom, on the inside he couldn't have felt any less of a star, as during that fateful Christmas season he felt alone and depressed. I do truly believe that everybody has special and unique talents just waiting to be tapped into. And seriously, we should all chase our dreams to some extent, as I strongly believe regret will follow if we don't. But before we go on these magnificent journeys, I think it's integral to figure out what we're willing to sacrifice and what we're willing to keep. As if we don't find balance in what we're doing, we may just suffer our own Christmas of 2017. But it doesn't have to be like that, and even through all the stress and chaos that is guaranteed to ensue when chasing our dreams, we can find balance, enjoyment in the journey, and end up happier than we have ever been before.